Self-mastery. The light overcomes the heavy. The still overcomes the frantic. The wise never forget their dignity. Though surrounded by dazzling sights, they remain calm and unmoved. How did it happen that the emperor, master of 10,000 chariots, lost control of his empire? Being flippant himself, he lost the respect of his subjects. Failing to control himself, he lost control of the empire. That's chapter 26 of the Tao Te Ching. This chapter is, in my opinion, speaking to the idea of non-action. No matter what we do in our day-to-day lives, we're doing something. Non-action doesn't mean true stillness. It doesn't mean death. It doesn't mean the stopping of change. Change is always going to be a constant. Something is always going to be happening, even if it's just as simple as the beating of our heart, our breathing. We are changing in some way. Similarly, self-mastery is not entirely possible. We don't have control over every single cell in our body. We don't have control over the different things external to ourselves that impact us. However, non-action is a means of attaining at least self-control. This example of the emperor, the leader, 10,000 chariots, he lost control of his empire because he was flippant. He didn't have control of himself. The empire that we each rule over is, at the very least, ourselves. This is a direct statement. I think I can say this as a capitalist, that the core principle of self-ownership, having control over what happens to one's own body, owning the product of one's body and mind, is a core to self-control and self-ownership, which really, truly are in many ways the same thing. I'd say that the difference there is, of course, self-control is an intentional act. Self-ownership is the natural state of humanity in a situation in which humans are treated with value and dignity. In this chapter, the wise forgetting their dignity. In a fast-moving world, we're constantly surrounded by all of these different distractions, whether it's the obligations of our life, the technology that we're surrounded with, even just in nature, right? This is written 2,500 years ago. Humanity didn't have cell phones in their pockets. Now the distractions around us are constant. The wise never forget their dignity. They remain calm and unmoved. We can still learn from this today as we seek to gain self-mastery, as we seek to achieve the various things that we want to do. Non-action, I started with non-action here. Non-action isn't necessarily not doing anything. We acknowledge that in a world of change, something is always going to be happening. And in fact, stasis is death. Stasis is the cessation of all movement. There is no possibility of a lack of change or of stepping away from this natural state of being. At the same time, we certainly don't want to lose control of our empire. At the very least, that means ourselves. We don't want to give away control of our destiny, our future, our ability to exercise free choice, our ability to determine what is valuable to us. We don't want to give that away. The Tao Te Ching is very clear on the way that we have internal control over our emotions, our actions, our reactions to what's going on. We start with self-control. We start with self-ownership. We build from this state of human dignity, human value, and we build a future from there.